Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to the Fairy Amazon Challenge in The Sims 4. We are following the reign of Queen Justin Crocusfade, who has recently contracted an ailment, and that too in the last semester of her pregnancy. The time has come for the fairy court to welcome its first royal child, and no one is more nervous than the Queen herself. This will be her first chance to prove herself as the chosen monarch of the nature spirits and give the fairies a sense of security about their future. We are picking up at 6 a.m. on Saturday. The Queen is in labor. Everyone has gathered in the birth chamber to witness the Queen having her first royal child. I am very, very excited for her and nervous because a lot rides on this first baby. The Queen herself is very unsure of her position and her capabilities in being the ruler of these Fae and protecting the Fae forest, even though she is trying her best to do what the nature spirits demand of her. This child being a crown princess is going to give her a very big boost of confidence. But she is sickly right now. Our poor queen, she's still suffering from her ailment. A bunch of the ladies here are sick except for Katarina, and I hope that stays that way, although I'm nervous. She's near all these sick fairies. She might catch something as well. But Queenie, let's go ahead, and she's been given a gift by Izzy, which is very nice. So we're gonna go ahead, get her to have this baby. Fingers crossed it is a baby girl. Afterwards, I will also have to roll to see whether or not the Queen survives this pregnancy or, this particular birth. She has a 2% chance of dying from childbirth right now. She's got a 1% chance because it is her first pregnancy, and the chance of dying increases by 1% for every pregnancy a fairy has. And then she has that ailment, which gives her another 1% risk, because she has the genetic sickness of 1%. So our queen has a 2% chance of dying. Let's get her to come here, not waste any more time, and have this baby. I love the fact that Kayla is giving the queen a gift. That is very sweet. But come on, Queenie. Let's come here. Let's have this baby. Come on. Back here, Queenie. Is she struggling to get to the bassinets? Maybe a little bit. It is quite crowded. Okay, there we go. Oh, before she has this baby. Hold on. Oh, I've triggered it. Done it. I've triggered it. I was gonna say, we need our counselors. We need our counselors to be sitting with us. Brent, I'm so sorry. Brent and Katarina, you guys actually should be in this side of the partition. So can you please come here and sit down while the queen has her baby? Come on, Brent and Katarina. Oh, Kayla wants to come here too. That's fine, Kayla, but... Kayla, are you guys seeing this? Kayla is literally, chasing up Brent to yell at her about what? They were discussing, I think, the care of the royal child in the last episode. But I don't know if Kayla's stressed or what's going on, but she does not seem to be in a very good mood. She's chasing up... Oh my goodness, she's chasing up Brent to yell at her behind the partition. Honey, you should not be back here. This is where I understand you're going to take the baby with you. Maybe that's why you're back here. But it is supposed to be a space for counselors only. Katarina seems to be going good. I like that she's paying attention to the queen. Brent is too busy right now. Come on, Queenie, you can do it. You can do it. Give us a baby girl. Multiples would be amazing, not gonna lie. Oh, guys. It is a prince. It is a dreaded prince. Okay, this is exactly what the queen was fearing, I think. She was very nervous about having this baby, and she was thinking that maybe she doesn't have it in her to give everyone the crown princess that they so desperately want. But okay, this is going to be Prince, let's see, Prince Uther. Is that how I want to spell it? Yep. Prince Uther Crocusfade, her firstborn, who is going to be born with a genetic sickness of 1%, because at the time of his birth, his mother had a genetic sickness of 1%. And just the one baby. Just the one baby. Oh no. So the queen, guys, is going to lose 1 influence point because she gave birth to a baby boy. And I will have to check, but I think that might bring her influence down to the same level as her counselors. Ooh. I think right now, everyone has a faction influence of 1. Everyone has family influence of 0. The noble ladies have, I think, an bonus influence of 1 for being noble ladies. So Bren and Supriya have 2 influence. Brant and Katarina have 3 influence. And the queen, I think, has 4 influence? But she just lost 1, so she might be at the same level as her counselors. It all sounds very confusing, I do realize that. But this is not good news. This will be a hit to her confidence for sure. But now we need to go ahead and see whether or not she actually survives childbirth. I have rolled to see whether Queen Justin survives her first pregnancy. Just as a reminder, she has a 2% chance of dying from childbirth, and she rolled a 13. So she does survive, but being sick, she had a very difficult and exhausting birth, which has left her feeling quite disheartened. And I just had a thought about why Kayla was yelling at Brant. I think as the caretaker, she was worried about the Queen's health and blamed Brant for spreading his sickness to Justin. Things could have easily gone worse, and she didn't want to take that chance. We are picking up at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Oh my goodness, the Queen just threw up, which is not good, most likely from her ailment. But I am very curious to see what everyone is thinking in the aftermath of her having that little prince. I really want to know what's going through everyone's minds. Also, we do have the sword fighting tournament coming up tomorrow, which means the Queen might have a chance to redeem herself if she wins the tournament. She could get 1 influence point, because the champion or the victor will get 1 influence point. So that, we'll have to keep an eye on how things go for the Queen. But right now she does have the same amount of influence as her counselors, because across their factions, their family influence, they all have the same amount. The only difference is the bonus points they have because of their roles. The Queen has 3 bonus points for being the Queen. The counselors have 2 bonus points for being counselors, and the noble ladies have 1 bonus point. And the Queen just had a boy, so she lost 1, and now that brings her down to the same amount as the counselors. So I think she is feeling quite let down. Maybe there was a small part of her that hoped, because she talked to Brant about her concerns and her insecurities, and Brant really did talk her up. But things did not pan out obviously the way they expected. But I have moved the baby to the male faculty to be looked after by his father. So the fairies, they have, I guess, some downtime. But okay, the Queen, she wants to grant a sacred blessing. Okay, so the Queen, I suppose despite the ordeal she's kind of just been through, she still realizes she has to do her queenly duties. And she did recently get the mystical trait, which is kind of interesting. So she kind of is coming into herself as the ruler. Let's see who she chooses to grant this mystical blessing to. Whoever she has the closest relationship with in the household. She has a 21 friendship with Supriya, a 59 with Katarina, a 27 with Bren, and a 67 with Brant. 67, so it is going to be Lady Brant. Okay, she's going to go to Lady Brant, and I wonder where the heck this is. Is this under friendly? Yes, Grand Sacred Blessing. Okay, I think the Queen would try and get herself out of this spiral by remembering what Brant said to her the day before, that she will one day have a crown princess. It is inevitable for her. If it's not this time around, it will be the next time around. And she is queen and nothing can take that away from her. And she would be feeling quite grateful. And I think she would want to show everyone that just because she did have a very difficult birth with her first child doesn't mean that she has completely given up. So there we go. I'm quite happy for the queen. She is showing some strength, which I can admire. On to Lady Bran. What is she doing? She's, throwing a dance party. Well, Bran wants to play a prank, so let's see who she has the closest relationship with. Apparently she has bad compatibility with Brant and good compatibility with Katharina. I don't think I took a look at everyone's relationships with each other, but that's okay. We'll kind of see as we go. She has a 3 friendship with Brant, a 26 with Katharina, a 27 with Queen Justin, and a 9 with Supriya. Okay, so Queen Justin. She's gonna go to the queen and she's gonna play a prank on her. What kind of a prank though? She's gonna scare her. I don't know if this is going to be a way for her to try and cheer the queen up, or if it's going to be something insensitive that maybe she didn't realize and the queen took it in a different way. Because she is trying to scare the queen. What is she going to scare the queen with? That everyone's disappointed in her? I don't think now is the time for that, but let's see. Maybe she's just trying to cheer the queen up and distract her somehow. Okay, let's have a look. How does the queen feel about this? Queenie, were you upset? Or are you okay with that? I don't know how she took that. I honestly don't. Her relationship went up, like her friendship went up. So I think the queen took that positively. She can kind of see that Bren is trying to cheer her up. And she's telling the queen that the birth, yes, was important, but we have other things to think about and other problems in general that we have, so we shouldn't be too hung up on it. And she would quickly draw the queen's attention to, I think, the clinic and how well the clinic is working. Oh, look at that. That makes me happy. Okay, Lady Brant, meanwhile, she wants to be friendly with Lady Bren, which is perfect timing. Let's go ahead and talk about art, actually, because I think both of them, if they're not art lovers, they might not both be art lovers. They are not both art lovers, but they do have some history and connection with painting. In Brent, she helped to build and design the Fairy Royal grounds, but I think for her, painting has been a part of her designing process. So, you know, with her, it's about bringing people together. With Brand, she typically stays away from people and likes to paint the wild and beautiful things of the Fae world. But still, I think they can appreciate the idea of art together. And I think she's been wanting to get to know Bren a little bit, but she just hasn't had a chance to get Bren aside and actually talk to her. So I think that was really good that she had a chance to talk to Bren. Lady Katarina, meanwhile, wants to discuss fine cuisine. So let's see who she's going to talk to, whoever she has the most relationship with. Let's see. She has a 26 with Bran, a 59 with Justin, a 14 with Brant, and a 22 with Supriya. So it is going to be Queen Justin. Okay. You know what? I kind of feel like everyone would be trying their best to cheer the queen up, which is a nice sort of surprise. Because yes, throughout the Fae Forest, everyone's going to hear about this and they are going to feel disappointed in their newly crowned queen. But the fact that the ladies within the court are going out of their way to make sure that the queen is not beating herself too much up over it, I kind of like that. Also, we are 4 episodes in, and this is the first time I have seen the fairies sword fight with each other. And I did give everyone swords. The vampires are constantly sword fighting. I think you can tell that the vampires are just more aggressive as a race, as a whole, compared to the fairies, who are a lot nicer and sweeter. Or at least, I wouldn't necessarily say they're sweeter, but it just seems like they're not out for blood constantly. That is not a thing about their species. I suppose fighting isn't a priority for them because they're so sick, they're trying to cure themselves and not be sick. But okay, she chatted with the queen. Maybe she's telling the queen she should try and consume more fairy dust. Maybe that is going to help with her fertility, or maybe that's going to help with being able to produce a little princess. Oh, Katerina. I kind of like that everyone's giving their own little bit of advice to the queen. That's very nice. So as a counselor, she is trying her best. Whereas I think Brent was giving the queen a bit of a pep talk, Katerina is trying to be a little bit more practical. And then Supriya, she's here as well. She wants to share ideas. So let's see who she has the closest relationship with. Let's see. She has a -8 with Brant. Yeah, I think we kind of knew that she is a bit jealous of Brant's closeness to the queen. She has a 9 with Bran, a 22 with Justin, and a 23 with Katerina. Okay. So she's gonna go to Katerina and she is going to share her brilliant ideas. I think Supriya wants to join in on this conversation, but she's a little bit nervous about not being given entry, or her weight, like, what am I saying? Her words not being given enough weight because she's not a counselor. So I think she tried to pitch that idea to Katerina so that maybe Katerina can pull it into the conversation with the queen, which is nice. And look, Katerina, she had that exchange and then she left to give Supriya some time to talk to the queen alone. It was very brief before Supriya went off to like challenge Katerina to a sword fight. Yes. But at least everyone had some time to let Queen Justin know that she is not alone on the throne. I mean, yes, she does bear the crown, but these fairies, they are kind of patient. I do like the fact that Supriya could have used this time to cause a little bit of drama, but she didn't. She didn't. Instead of taking anything out on anyone, causing any problems, she tried to be helpful. Yes, she was a little bit unsure of herself, but I think she did the right thing, which makes me really happy. But I also love the fact that these two are kind of being a little bit ambitious. I feel like Bren and Brant are being more social and blasé, but these two, they're like, the sword fighting tournament is coming up tomorrow. We need to be on our A game. We're going to be talking with each other, but we are going to be practicing our sword fight. I kind of love that. And I think the perfect end to such an eventful day for them, and I suppose the start of the next day since it is 12 a.m. on Sunday now, would be to go bask in some emotions in the mystical waters. It was definitely a tiring day for the queen. It was a very emotionally heightened time for everyone. But this, I think, was the first real test of the Fae Court, and thankfully they were able to unite and show that as a court they are quite strong. Structurally, emotionally, they are quite strong, because instead of letting the birth of a prince knock them down and causing a fracture within the nobility, that didn't happen. Instead, they all came together to reassure the queen and say that they were still kind of behind her, which I like a lot. And I think some of our ladies have overcome, well, not some, one of our ladies. Supriya is no longer sick, guys. She's no longer sick, which makes me very, very happy for her. Katerina has managed to maintain her non-sickness, although I'm a little bit worried about the fact that she is over here, like, bathing between all of these other ladies. Okay, Justin, okay, is becoming active, which is fine. I think it makes sense that, oh, and Bren is also becoming active. But I think it makes sense that for her to get out of her own mind and any doubts she might have about herself, she just goes and does stuff. Anything that she has to do to keep her court in good health, keep her court kind of alive and kicking, like keep them fed, she's doing that. Anything as queen regarding her duty, she's just going ahead. But in the next episode, we definitely have a few things we need to do, namely our next breeding, and then we also have the sword fighting tournament. So I am excited about all those things. And should I say which lady is gonna have her breeding? Maybe I should. I'm pretty sure that the next lady that is going to be breeding will be Lady Supriya. So, oh, what's happening? Is she just discovering? Yep, she's just discovering that she has the active trait. That is fine. She's making a discovery about herself. But Supriya is the lady that is going to be up for breeding next. So I am glad that she is no longer sick. I feel like the fairies would be quite freaked out about someone being expectant and having a child. Although, since she has had an ailment, she's gonna be in the same state the queen was in. She's gonna pass on a genetic sickness of 1% to any child she has. However, she could also now get another ailment because she's not currently ailing. The one thing about ailments is that if you are already under one, you obviously can't stack a second one on top of that. Now that Supriya is healthy, she could potentially get another ailment, and then her genetic sickness would be up to 2%, which is very, very risky. But I think it would be quite intriguing if Supriya did end up having the first girl of the generation. I mean, she has been trying to catch the queen's eye this whole time, and she more or less has been failing. The other ladies, I feel, have gotten a chance, even Bran, to get closer to the queen, but Supriya really hasn't. However, if she gets a girl, this might be her chance to shine. But okay guys, with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.